Appreciate you for tuning in to the Theory Expo. If you enjoy the content we're doing, please like and subscribe. And on that note, let's get to it. Let's look at the DC slate. Let's look at the DC slate real quick.
Let's go on to it.
I'm gonna just share this. I got this little picture, the window. Let's see this. It's a trash little thing, but okay. So one of the things that came out a couple weeks ago was kind of their chapter 1 gods and monsters, right? What they're deeming to be the beginning of the. Well, I guess the Flash is really the beginning of the DCU, but the DCU as Peter and James Gunn, Peter Safran and James Gunn seeing it going forward. This is what they're overseeing, right? One of the first thing they're starting off with is a Superman Legacy movie. I think everything at the bottom are TV shows,
yeah,
and everything at the top is
Paradox
or movies, right?
Yeah.
So some of the other things they have coming out are like they deemed it what DC elsewhere. It's not listed on here. DC Elseworlds, the Blue Beetle movie, what we don't know about Aquaman. We got to see what this Flash movie about to even know what.
Right? To know if he included, right?
Like because that's what I want to kind of we look at this, but they talk. Most of it's getting reset, but not all. So we know we have these.
Is Momoa in the movie? Is he in the Flash movie? Is Aquaman in this movie? I can't remember. I don't think.
The only thing I remember straight up was that Keaton was in it, but then my understanding Affleck was in it.
But then they remember what they said about how they went back and they took everybody's cameos out. Then they wasn't that. I think they might have ate that cameo. I think they might have got rid of that cameo for
got him up out of there because the two people that we know not in the DC anymore is Cavill and Affleck. So it would make sense that they would take him out of it.
Just a quick look here real quick, see what we got here. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about him being in he did Fast and he's doing Fast and the Furious, Fast X. Doesn't say anything about him being in.
Yeah, because they're saying couple years ago what they said the Flash's ending changed with cameo appearances from Henry Cavill Superman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Sasha, I don't know her last name, I don't know how to pronounce it, Kali's Supergirl, and Michael Keaton's Batman reportedly removed. Instead, Ezra Miller will meet a character from a long time ago in the DC world.
Let me go back. What do they mean Keaton is out?
No, they had an ending. They reshot an ending. Not out from the movie.
Okay, but they took
they had filmed an ending and then they reshot it. That's just
got it.
Reported that
DC
just reported that that was one of the but then they changed it with a for real like a distant somebody from DC's distant past is gonna because they're saying that Cavill Superman cameo was also expected to set up the no longer happening Man of Steel 2. So they was just doing shit on the fly, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Rolled them out there, did this. So, and my theory, man, especially nowadays, because I think I was reading some stuff about from not reading it, but something that what's my guy Samuel L. Jackson has said about like Marvel. I think we joked about that with Loki with Loki at some point in time. Like when they filming, man, they just filming. Like you don't know when that stuff gonna show up. Like when they bring somebody on, and I talked about that all the time with Hayden Christensen showing up. He just didn't come back to do that for Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? He filmed a lot of stuff in one period of time and then got on up out. That's how I think, right? Like he got a bunch of scenes. He didn't just show up because they could have had anybody sitting in that Darth Vader suit, right?
Absolutely,
just for him to show his face at the end. And you didn't. It was dope. I like that part of Obi, and I don't want to get into that, but they didn't just bring him back to do that in the DH scene, right? Like he filmed a lot of stuff. That's my thought. That's just my thought. And like when Cavill showed up, he showed up in that, and he did that for the Black Adam. He did a little bit, probably did a little bit more. He cut a couple scenes, made it worth his time, got on up out of there. He probably only took him a day or two, but shot it on up. And then
and most of it was green screen anyway, so just put whatever
they need to put it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, this was just a couple days ago. Still from CBR. I had to share the screen, but and then I don't even know who that could be. Who else?
That's a good question. Yeah,
Who else could be in the past that can
read the line? I'm sorry, man. Read the line one more time, if you could. Just you said that he is from DC's past. Is it from Flash past or is it from
DC's past? Now that James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC universe has been unveiled, the ending of the Flash has reportedly been changed to reflect the new path, with some cameos removed and a special DC character added during a recent reshoot. The Flash's ending has once again changed, with cameo appearances from Henry Cavill Superman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Sasha Calle's Supergirl, and Michael Keaton's Batman reportedly removed. Instead, Ezra Miller's Scarlet Speedster will meet a character from a long time ago in the DC world. When a DC fan questioned this person's claim that YouTuber Randolph, the trusted reporter Scooper Humberto Gonzalez chimed in on Twitter that what Randolph had said was true. Actually, at this time, it is unknown which character has been added to the cast of The Flash. God damn.
Big time.
So when you say, we got a new thing about what a long time ago mean.
Right.
Like, I remember when I got older and somebody said like something might have came out in like the 90s or 2000s. They saying, "Oh, that's some old." That's like that's old school. It is kind of old school, but it ain't old school. Like, could a long time ago be? What's the real Bruce we recognize? Even though I recognize Affleck, but what's my man? Nolan's Batman.
Bill.
Is that a long time ago?
Yeah, that was.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who else is
first one came out, what, 06?
Yeah.
That's by the time this comes out, well,
it'll almost be 20 years by the time this comes out.
Yeah.
Be 17 of them things.
17, man. That's a long time. So
17, 18 years. But what's a long time ago represent? You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. Okay. Well, let's play it like this. Let's go 10 years. We go. How far back? We can go back as far as 40 years.
We could
almost.
We got to do the timeline.
Because if we talk, we can go back 40 years because we got the first Superman came out in what, 78? I think. I don't even think it was the 80s. Yeah, was it?
I didn't think it was the 80s. It had to been like the 70s. Like the. I mean, it might have been the 70s. It might have been the 80s. I would say 80s.
Superman the movie. Superman.
Isn't that John Williams too?
Yeah, that was John Williams. A lot of stuff from Superman the movie was kind of like Star Wars.
A lot of that stuff. The
way the credits moved and all that. Yeah.
Because it's like this, bro.
That was 1978. That was a year after Star Wars dropped.
After Star Wars. Because this is but we could do process of elimination. But you go like, because it was only Batman and Superman. It was Batman with freaking Adam West.
Right.
And then you have Superman Reeves, and you have a bunch of Batmans, but like, what are we doing? We talking about if we already know 89 there, so what are we talking about? George Clooney. You get what I'm saying? Like we going down that line, like that's the one we reshot Clooney or Val Kilmer, or like when you talk about somebody from the past, right?
Yeah.
When you say the past, and it's like, well, then who the hell who's eligible? Like when you say a long time ago,
I'm gonna throw a name out for you. Jack Nicholson Joker. If we just shooting, if I'm shooting for the, that can be a guy. Cause you got him.
Cause you got
But he's not because he's dead. I mean, I don't know, but he's not gonna do that. He's a lot older, man. He don't want nothing to do with.
You talking about Nicholson?
Yeah, bro. I think
but he was there.
His character, though.
His character is let's just say which is more than likely not going to be the case.
No,
even though it should be. No. I'm not saying I'm actually trying to connect the dots with Pete. Let's just say if it's Nicholson and why it would make sense. So that means for where it would make sense, right? Is then my guy Keaton is not Thomas Wayne. He's Bruce Wayne. It is 89 Batman.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was his guy. Unless you go like him or Danny DeVito.
I mean, he killed his parents in this universe. They emphasize that in the breakdown for that universe. So yeah. Because that's a difference between the other universe.
I need to watch. But with that being the case, then that it could be that makes sense to have him having a cameo at the end, and it's like, oh, we going to lie. We can go any ways with this, because one of the lines saying is the reason they did it. Hold on, what was that line back? What was that line back? It was like because one of the reasons they would do it is because it reflects kind of the way the DC is going to be going forward, right? Like.
Yes.
Yes. When you have a line like that, I want to make sure where I said it. Instead, with Gunn and Safran's 10-year plan for the DCU involving new characters portraying Superman and Batman, all cameos connecting the Flash to the old DC have. My bad. Let me read that again. With Gunn and Safran's 10-year plan, because I was in here theorizing in my head while I was reading. I may have always had ADD. We don't know. With Gunn and Safran's 10-year plan for the DCU involving new actors portraying Superman and Batman, all cameos connecting the Flash to the old DC extended universe have seemingly been removed. Instead, the Flash's ending will serve as a soft reboot of the DCU, while also leaving the door open for Miller to return to the role after the recovery. Gunn has added that the Flash says many things, not all things, confirming that some characters will continue to be played by portraying by actors following the projects, while others will be recast. Whoop-de-whoop. But if you're saying that this new ending, I can't wait for this movie to come out now. Like, this is my most anticipated movie.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's Mandalorian, it's Mando, and it's this.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
It's Mando and it's this. It's Mando, it's just because it's Mando.
Man,
but
I'm hyped as hell for this, bro.
For this right here,
it's the one, bro.
What kind of ending, Manny? Who could show up? Let me stop sharing the screen, because we're gonna go back to this. Who could show up from the past that could be like whatever their vision might be going forward?
All right, but going back to that slate.
And pull the slate back up.
Yeah, pull the slate back up.
Pull the slate back up.
Yeah, pull the slate back up. Because
we're
talking about, it got to be somebody that's going to be a part of the future. So
okay, or even, and I'm only saying, no, you're right. That's the simple way. Usually, the simplest way, the simple answer is the correct one. Because I'm thinking like, well, maybe there's like a vision kind of thing. This is a theme, but no, it could be somebody from the past that could possibly impact the future, right? Like, kind of what they're saying. Like, it can show up at the end of the day, right? They not a one-time deal, but like, it ain't my man Superman Returns.
I'll give you another name. Is it Booster Gold? Because Booster Gold is from the future. Booster Gold technically also can be from the past. Booster Gold has a show coming out.
Yeah, he got the show, but what was he in though? Was he in something? I can't remember.
Nah, Booster Gold like live action. No, he wasn't in anything.
Because they make it seem like somebody from DC now. Maybe I'm reading. Okay, maybe I'm reading it incorrectly then.
I gotta see the article
because I can pull it. I'll pull it up. My bad. I was reading it the entire time, and I was just reading it. I didn't think we was gonna get something on that. Hold on, let me. You see?
Oh shit! Is that me or you?
It's me.
Oh, that's me. Okay, wait a minute.
You about to go?
No, you got it. You got it. So what we got here? We got.
I'm gonna say now that James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC universe has been. Is that? Can you see that clearly on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at my screen here.
Yeah, has been unveiled. The ending of the Flash has reportedly been changed to reflect the new DC, the new plan, with some cameos removed and a special DC character added during the reshoot. So that don't say it's from the past. That's just saying whoop-de-whoop. That's just saying that it's a special DC character, right? And then they were saying that this is where we get to the part where the Flash is ending has once again changed. The cameo appearances from Superman, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Sasha, pardon me if I'm saying her, I can't. Sasha Callies, and Michael Keaton's Batman reportedly removed. Instead, Ezra Miller's Scarlet Speedster will meet a special character from a long time ago to DC. Okay, I'm reading that wrong then because I'm looking at it like somebody who had already showed up, right? Like from a previous, like somebody, like that's how I'm reading. But now that you say that, me looking at this, it could just be some like any DC character from a long time ago, right? Not somebody who's actually been in a movie
from DC. Yeah, like it's not saying from Warner Brothers history or DC. It's saying DC, the DC world.
DC world. Okay, that changes.
Booster Gold would be my guess, but where my theory will fall weak there is that okay, Booster Gold kind of like I don't want to call him a time traveler. He is, but he's not like he don't hop around. You know what I mean? He's not. He's from the future, but I think he stole some technology from the Was it from the future or the past? I gotta look at. But yeah, I think he stole like some technology but the part that where that falls apart, in my opinion, is from a long time ago in the DC world. It wouldn't make sense because he's like from the future. He's not from the past. He didn't. You know what I mean? So that part would be the one. Man, that's where that will fall apart. But yeah, who could it be? That's from the past, but it's gonna be a part of the future. You got Swamp Thing coming out. You got a Supergirl. They already said it ain't Supergirl. They took her out. Sasha Callie.
Yeah, it's gonna mess around. I saw somebody was like, watch it be Gunn's wife, the one that was in the one that was in Peacemaker.
Special character. It don't even say superhero. It just say special character. Don't say a special hero.
Special a character.
Special character.
A character from a long time ago in the DC world. And then it was like
Grace Randolph is what it was. Okay.
Yeah. And it was like that's where she said it. And then we got here and they say this guy like connected this Humberto Gonzalez connected. Where was it right here? When she said that when a DC fan questioned Randolph's claim, a trusted reporter, Scooper Humberto, chimed in on Twitter that she was true actually. And at this time, it is unknown which character has been added to the cast of the Flash. Then it was like the part that instead all cameos have been removed, seemingly removed. Instead, the Flash's ending will serve as a soft reboot of the DCU, while also leaving the door for him to return. Blah blah blah. And then the Flash is the film story is reportedly inspired by the popular Flashpoint comic arc.
So character from the Flash, it's a Flash movie character from the past who's going to be a part of the future. Could it be Jay Garrick, the original Flash? It's a special character is where it's getting me. That tells me like this is not like
It's some bullshit.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be like a pillar. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be like somebody who gonna have their own movie. I think it's just a special character. You know, it's not a. I don't think it's a hero. I don't think it's a superhero or a villain. I think it's just sort of like a nod to the, you know, some fans can recognize. Oh, that's yeah. That's what's his name. Yeah, they all he gonna be in the next. You know,
It's gonna be Luther from the Superman movies.
Might be, yeah, it might be Gene Hackman.
Gene Hack dog.
Gene Hack dog come out of retirement. He's 98 years old.
Yeah, exactly. Probably still got the curly hair. Like,
oh man,
like who
the hell could it be? Part of the future? And you from the past? A special character? I keep saying special. He's a character from the past.
Yeah, you're gonna put it as the ending. So, like, again, you're not just like it's like
that's the ending.
You had some kind of magical ending, right? Or whatever. You know, he's gonna have like a little moment where they always gonna be together on some Justice League type ish.
Yeah.
And it's not. So you change it and you say we're gonna get rid of it. So this was like gonna be a moment at the end. They did it in Peacemaker. It was gonna be a moment at the end.
Yeah, this not even gonna be. This not a post credit. This not a wink to the fans. You know, this is the ending of this great movie. This supposed, you know, allegedly great movie that you had to change. Man, who could that be?
I can't wait for this, man.
So I actually changed my opinion a little bit on that. That no, this is gonna be kind of this could be a heavy hitter. This is the ending of the movie. I'm up here. I'm thinking of the mind state of post credit. Yeah, like, oh, it's just gonna be a nod to the fans. No, this is a critical part of the movie. So
the ending,
but they got a character from the past. Is Jay Garrick in the movie? Take a look at the cast
because he definitely would be important. But then it's like, okay, you know, and I don't want to say I poo-pooed it, but like now I don't think because they don't have to be the guy that they. Because I keep doing this somebody who already showed up on film or a TV show, right? And we know we had those Flash TV shows, like that Jay Garrick appeared in both of them, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he had his TV show.
They had a habit of doing that. Yeah,
then he was the Speed Force, right? Yeah. He was a Speed Force kind of. I fucks with the Speed Force. I fucks with the Speed Force, but he was a Speed Force kind of advisor to you know, he was Jay Garrick for the Flash TV show. So like from a importance to Flash kind of situation, that makes a lot of sense, right? Somebody from the past that can impact DC going forward. Because correct me if I'm wrong, right? You know, I have limited. I won't act like I'm not act like I'm some expert on this, but as long as they got the Speed Force, they could do anything, right? Speed Force is like the quantum realm, the MCU's quantum realm, right?
Literally. Look at those animated movies.
Anytime the Speed Force,
it's like a reset button, right?
Yeah, the Speed Force get it done.
They'll literally be like, "We ain't gonna make it, bro. You got run real fast." Next thing you know, they just everything reset. You don't reset the whole universe just off the Speed Force. Yeah, I mean, because you know, like the last, I don't know if you saw, what was it? It was called. It's like the last official animated movie of that arc, that original arc they had going.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot what it's called, man. It's when Darkseid come through and just he just kill everybody, bro. It's like it's a bloodbath, bro. Like everybody get killed. But even in that, which is leading up to Rebirth, yeah, they just tell Flash at the not spoilers, but at the end they just tell Flash like just start running, bro.
Yeah. Run, Barry, run.
Yeah, run, Barry.
It might be Wally. I don't know which one.
Yeah, exactly. In the movie where they go back to World War II, Superman about to get shot by a kryptonite bullet, and he run back, and you know, Yeah, the Speed Force is like it's a plot device.
Yeah, definitely is a plot armor.
It's plot armor,
man. Plot device. So it's like, in those situations, if you're always gonna have that, then Jake Garrick, because he probably be the only one in those kind of like they always they seem to do in these little situations. Having Jay Garrick around allows he had to talk Barry off the ledge a lot of times. Like, Barry, you can't always do this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't just go run and you got to have somebody that's going that is one thing if like Bats tell him or if Suits tell him or if anybody tell him that you can't do this and do that.
Because he was kind of like indirectly his dad, right?
Yeah,
he like his dad.
What he became.
He kind of was like his pops, like telling him, even though he ain't really treat him like that, but
I did this, I've done this. No, like you always got to.
You this isn't gonna work out how you think. This
can't bring it back, Barry. It's not gonna work or whatever it is. But like somebody like in another speedster.
Yeah, great character too, by the way.
100%. So like that. Yeah. I think I'm gonna put my money on. This is the way.
But what do we
frame it this way? If Jay Garrick showing up, wow, for me and you, probably a lot of people, but it's like the way the story is framed is like, oh, y'all doing what? Like you're gonna remove? Beyond just saying we moved them because we don't want they no longer depict what we doing in the future. They done. They did that when they weren't supposed to do it. Hell, they had Henry fill a bunch of stuff and they didn't even have him under contract. Right. Cool. They wasn't supposed to do that. So we're removing that bullshit.
Yeah, we're taking it.
Cool. But to say we changed it, we're gonna have somebody from the past and whoop-de-whoop shows our vision. It's like, yeah, Jay Garrick showing up. That's cool. But that's not like a trade deadline pickup. That's not, that's like a nice little piece for the team. But they ain't like, damn, we was trying to get Kai. We're trying to get Kyrie Irving, but we ended up with, and it could be just like we needed Jay Crowder if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks. Like that's a solid pickup for us, right? Yeah. That helps us out going forward. Which makes sense. But my mind's telling me like, no, this is like we just got KD. Trying to get, what I'm saying? Like the way I'm reading that, like so my expectation might be higher than what it need to be, what it really represents. Like, look, we had to get rid of some people because they no longer fit what we were trying to do, and we just thought of a better way. And our upcoming vision is surrounding, one A, B, C, and D. Somebody like Jay Garrick, because Flash is going to be the Flash character is going to be one of the pivotal one because he can show up in any one of these. He's a pivotal one, and the things we got, it allows us to kind of present our storytelling. And this gives our first opportunity. And somebody like Jay Garrick fits, right? All we did was let him know we letting him. Not only does he see other versions of himself in different timelines. There's also not just other, like you see other versions of yourself because we don't even know if the other Barry Allen he sees is a speedster, right? It might just be Barry at regular, or if it's Wally West. He's Barry Allen, but we don't know if he goes in this, whatever, but like, then he goes and then now he meets Jay Garrick. Like we got older versions. This is how you saw an older Batman. Now we have an older versions of this speedster. You're not the first. You're not the first speedster.
Yeah, something like that. That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good point. And
it's funny TV show.
Are they doing because that's the thing. That's where I would challenge. I would say, is there a part of the slate where he fits in? Like, there's no Justice Society of America? You know what I mean? There's no JSA TV show coming up that I'm aware of.
That would have been the that's where I thought you were going to say before you said Jay, like maybe it's somebody that could be JSA related, but they may scrap all that after the Black Adam stuff. Like, look, we'll come back to that, but we're not doing it that way. We don't even want to go that quick into the JSA, right? Because we're gonna redo that, like what they try to do in the Black Adam movie, which don't day by day just get like, whoo, like, whew. Like, okay, it was all right. And it's like, even though I'm hating because I hadn't rewatched it yet. I need to rewatch it.
Which one? The
Black Adam movie.
I tried to rewatch it.
It's like day by day. Like it was like, okay, cool, it was all right. And it's like as I left the theater, as I'm sitting here right now, like, oh man,
it's not aging well.
Yeah, that's the better way to say it. It's probably not a situation. And they probably like, hey, because that's what I wanted to go, like a JSA, like a JSA character. But then it's like, what and who? It's like for a Flash movie, Jay Garrick makes the most sense. Unless you're trying to do something just for like a shock, and you like you say, Jack Nicholson up is the Joker. Danny DeVito is the Penguin, even though they come out with the show, but it's not part of what what they doing, right? Like it's in the Elseworlds region,
right? Which is still accessible, I believe.
It's gonna have to be.
You know what I mean? Through the Speed Force, you know.
Matt, they talking to Matt like, hey, Matt,
Matt,
you can see a portal opens in your shits. So write that in there. Write that in there. We can fill in the blank later.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I just needed to be there.
You know, at one point in time, he gonna that symbol gonna go up, and he gonna have some company when he go to the symbol. Because Barry Allen gonna know about the symbol. He know about the symbol. Right. He was like, hey, they remember he was in the thing, like, you know, he was doing all that shit. I want to watch that again, man. That shit might be better now. Like, oh, that's your signal. Like, Barry Allen know the signal. Mm-hmm. Hell, he know Bruce Wayne. You're the Batman. So, like, he can roll up on anyone. Like, he been in the Batcave. Mm. So this one, no. This one, no, because he seen everything. Like you said, hey man, Snyder was on some bullshit, man. Hey, Snyder the God, man, but he was on some bullshit.
Snyder was on.
Everybody just know.
Snyder was on some bullshit, bro.
Within a movie, everybody knew who everybody was.
You're Wonder Woman, and you're like, all right, bro, chill, man.
Hey, man, I like Snyder, man. He was on some bullshit. Snyder, everybody just knowing everybody, like, but I think that helps with for whatever they were doing about this one in terms of like him going to these different timelines. I mean, it's not like he won't know where to, he already gonna have that armed information. Like if I go here, I know you're Batman. Like Keaton gonna be salty, like,
how you get in my cave? You Batman. I know.
And he brought people.
Yeah.
I mean, hey man, that's some bullshit. Like him showing up with two of him and a girl, and they showing up and they sitting in his cave, and he's sitting there like, hold on, whoa.
You know what's wild is like, because like he ain't gonna throw a punch or two. Like they all got super speed. So they all gonna be looking at him throw this slow ass punch, like, you know what I mean? Because Supergirl see like Superman, so she just the same way she can see, like, she gonna be like moving out the way, you know what I mean? And then you got the other Barry there; they all just gonna be looking like, oh, he throwing a punch, like it's probably gonna be a little scene there where
I think he gonna have something for him though, because Bats always, that ain't gonna work. But he gonna have something for him, like, oh, y'all seen
is
that?
There another Flash? Yeah, do Flash? Nah, because in Flashpoint, Flash didn't exist. So I'm assuming they following where there's no Flash in this universe.
Yeah, he does.
Keaton only ever seen one.
Even in that Justice League kind of where they kind of like went to the. Remember they had I don't know if you remember that Justice League kind of the cartoon where they were where the person was able to, they went to that other timeline where like the Justice League was like heavy handed with they Law and Order, and they all got caught and everything like that. And then Flash, because Flash had died, Flash had died, so he was
he turned them. Okay. Yeah, they went dark after that because that's why they were so happy to see him. Like, oh, kind of
that Flash had died. Okay, let's just look at this slate, man.
Yeah, let's look at the slate, man.
Let's look at the slate because there's some couple.
Something I noticed about the slate right away.
Get your view of this.
I'm gonna tell you what I noticed about the slate.
Okay.
The difference between this slate and just say, for instance, Marvel's previous phases. This seems to be like ain't nothing left out. Like everything they gonna launch, that's supposed to come out. You see it right here. Marvel, it ain't always like that. Marvel will sneak a few shows. We didn't when we originally saw Phase 4 pop up. We didn't see everything. You know what I mean? Like we didn't see everything in the timeline, did we? Like some of that stuff just kind of popped up and was like, oh, that's when that's coming out. Okay, all right. And even with Phase 5, we still looking at Phase 5 like there's more to this phase than what we're seeing, right? There's still, I mean, we saw a lot, but what was it? Daredevil, Secret Invasion. Like we see a lot on that slate, but here I just feel like, yeah, this what we see is what we get. Like
this feels complete.
They didn't leave out nothing. Like, no, this is chapter 1, DC Universe chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. We getting Superman. We getting these obscure shows like in movies like The Authority and Creature Commandos. A lot of people don't know about those, and like we getting everything that they got up here. And I don't think it's gonna be any surprises. You know what I mean? I don't think we're gonna get like a show like, oh yeah, JSA. Like no. Everything we see up here, we gonna get. And anything new they announced that's outside of this is either gonna be Elseworlds or the next chapter. Am I?
No. I feel like this
what
is.
You think about that?
I feel like this is a complete. I mean, the thing is, bro. I mean, they coming out. They got Superman and Batman in this, man. Like,
yeah, man.
It's not a game. You get what I'm saying? Like where sometimes especially the more recent ones with the MCU releases, right? And I don't want to make this a DC versus MCU thing, but like it's like it's incomplete because it's like, well, I don't see no Iron Man, is a Spider-Man, is it like they'll come out with a whole this Phase 5 and we don't got none of them, right? There's none of that. So like it's all this right here is like, well, shit, make sure you build around Superman, Batman, and let's move on, right? With this one, what I like with this is that these are, you can see the delineation between, it feels like a clear delineation, especially when you watch James Gunn talk. A clear delineation was movies and TV, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all these seem like their own story, even though they'll be connected. So it's like the Lanterns TV show won't need the Brave and the Bold, right? But there'll be some connective tissue where I use like the last MCU Phase 4 was like, well, how does this play into this? And it seems so confusing, right?
Right.
This seems clear, straight through whatever. When I go to Superman Legacy or even Authority, they're gonna set up the Authority story. Waller, Booster Gold, like I just feel like these are all independent. I just feel like I don't know if I'm making sense, but I feel like these are clearly independent. No, I'm saying not independent. Their own thing. Their own
absolutely
thing. Their own thing.
And and I think James Gunn, like, that's how he really wants it to be. Like he wants these all to stand alone, and they do. Like you're right. Unlike the phases in Marvel, yeah, these seem to be independent. Granted, they're going to take place in the same universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing is like leading up to like we know it's going to be a connection between Captain America, say for instance, in Marvel, Captain America and Thunderbolts. Like we just know. We know that New World Order and Thunderbolts is going to kind of play off each other. Just like we knew Civil War was going to play off of Infinity War is going to play off Civil War. Like we know. We just know they going with this. Yeah, like there's not, these all stand alone, especially the shows. Creature Commandos is not going to impact Waller or Booster Gold or the Lanterns. The Lanterns is going to be off world. And then Paradise Lost very much takes place in Themyscira, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, none of those are going to touch.
And clearly, like kind of pointed out, is that James, when he did his presentation, he let me know what they were about, right? He let me know what about. So it was, and I go back and I ain't really trying to take shots, but like we go to the later phases of like phase. Let's say phase 4, right? Because phase 5 don't really officially start until next Thursday, right?
Right.
It's the first release of phase 5. The only thing that I know about phase 5, what I know what something is about, like for real, I would have said when they announced it would have been Secret Invasion. Like I know what that's about. Like so, like when they announced phase 5 a couple of years ago or last year, whatever it was, they like this is what's coming out. Secret Invasion, the only thing that comes out was like, okay, I know clearly what that is about. The Skrulls coming in, what Skrulls have infiltrated, right? But anything I didn't know what Moon Knight was going to be about.
Yeah,
I don't know what I didn't when they said, hey, we're gonna do this. It's like, okay, here's Loki. What is it about? We know he took. We know what happened at the end of Endgame that he took the Tesseract. But what's the adventure he's gonna be on? Like so that if it's for me, if it's some BS, and it's like it clearly becomes BS because I had no idea what She-Hulk was gonna be about. I had no idea what James got up there explained it. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Man. Like they're their own stories. It's like this is what the Supergirl. Like, okay, we're gonna do a Supergirl movie. Like previous regime would have said we're doing a Supergirl movie. Okay, cool. So she's gonna be stronger than Superman, or she gonna do this. She gonna have trouble juggling, being who she is and having a love life. You know, those kind of tropes. And it's like, no, we're using this comic run of the shit that happens. It's like a darker kind of like, oh, okay, cool. So even if you do some of that, that ain't the theme of the movie. Like she got this underlying, like Superman has had it kind of like it wasn't as easy for her coming into this. She saw more damage where Bruce Clark was a baby when he came across. I was already damn near a teenager and I've seen a bunch of things.
Older than Clark.
Yeah, I got shit going on. So yes, that's if I'm making sense, that's what I'm trying. Like those, like I know more about the story about what these are. I know what the Lanterns going to be. These Galactic Police, for lack of better words. Paradise Lost. Yeah, this Wonder Woman, but it might be more about the Themyscirians all together, right?
Yeah,
telling that story.
Yeah,
right before you get to a Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah,
get to like
with the she's gonna be in there. Diana gonna be in there, but this is about Themyscira.
It's like some of those animated movies where you get more like about especially that one that they put out about that was really about the Amazons and she ended up leaving, but like she had that thing going on with her and her mother and all this and all that. Like, so like when he was explaining it, I was like, oh, okay, I know what I'm getting into. Whereas like the last couple phases with the MCU is just like, okay, cool. I don't know what Agatha coming out in a couple what is this year. Yeah, what is that about? Maybe next year, but it's coming out in this phase. Yeah. What is that about? I just seen what happened at the end, but what is it about?
That's a great point.
And I'm not saying like from I don't want the thing spoiled, but like it's just don't throw it on like, okay, we're gonna do all these, we're gonna do a Miss Marvel.
Well, but all we know. No, you're right. Go ahead, finish your point.
No. Just we doing this with like even when Kevin go up there. So sometimes you be so much into your secrecy where you're just like,
thank you.
I don't know what you don't have to tell what's gonna happen, but I don't know what the thing is about. And I feel like even with the Multiverse of Madness, that was what it was until it wasn't what it was because WandaVision took off. And then it was about that. Real so talk. That's just the difference I think I would have. And I'm not trying to shit on this. I think it's what when I saw James talk, like I was like when this thing came up and I was like, okay, cool. But then when James got up there and explained, I was like, okay, cool. You done sold me.
Yeah. You sold me.
You done sold me.
You're right. We get so bogged down. And this is why I kind of go back and forth with spoilers. Like I really don't. This is what kind of got me to get over spoilers is because we get bogged down too much in secrecy. We get bogged down. You're right. The only thing we really be knowing about the Kevin Feige projects and in the phase 4 or 5 movies, all we know is that they all connected in one universe. That's really all we know. This seems like it's going to be very much about world building. All this stuff at the bottom is going to be about world building. They're going to be television shows with multiple episodes, and they're going to like flesh out a world. Waller, we're going to get more of the Peacemaker's world. We're going to get more of that story. Booster Gold going to have his own story. these gonna kind of serve as like the filler for this connected universe. Because it's all in, we do know he did make it clear, like, no, these all in the same universe.
Yeah.
The Elseworlds movies are in different universes. Again, we talked about this in the was it the summer when we was speculating on what they was gonna do. We talked about this. We said they need to explain the difference between these two universes. They need to come out and say, like, no, this is where Joker fits. This is where the Batman movie is gonna fit. If they was gonna do that, they needed to explain that. He made that clear. What I see in this chapter 1, I'm with you. I think these all gonna be separate stories, but they all gonna flesh out their own world. The Lanterns, we gonna understand exactly what the Lanterns are here for, what their mission is. It ain't focusing on one character. If say, for example, contrast it to the Marvels, right? Which I will say is the closest thing to their version of like a Green Lantern movie. We know that, okay, that all three, characters are going to be in it. Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Rambo. Yeah. We know they all going to be in there, but we don't really know, you know what I mean? Like, we don't really know what it's about. Like, we don't.
But we got no clue, bro.
We have no clue. Like, just by you telling me, just by James telling me that Hal Jordan is not the main character, I know more about the Lanterns movie than the Marvels movie, if that makes sense. I know more about the Lanterns show, I should say, than the Marvels movie. Do that make sense? Because
no, 100%. Because what James told us, like, look, this is what they are. Like, this is what they are, and this is what it's about. And like, okay, and if like, because walking into this, I already have baseline knowledge of some Lanterns. I don't have to have this in-depth knowledge. I got baseline. I watch some cartoons, see some movies. We good to go, right? And even for people who don't, but like, I'm going to this, I'm like, okay, cool. That's what the kind of the theme of the shit gonna be about. Cool. That's why I was so excited for once they told me about Andor, right? It was like, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this show? Hey man, this is like a more of a like this level about the rebellion. Cool. I'm sold. I'm not trying to guess what it's gonna be about when it come on. Like, okay, so what are they trying to do? Like, now the storytelling and all that, that need to take care of itself.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to guess when the thing come on, what it's about. And then that was the worst thing about Moon Knight.
Yeah.
You spent the whole time trying to guess what it was about. Like, I really want to go back and watch Moon because it was the first thing we did. I was looking at ourselves like that was the first thing we covered. And was like, it was like I spent more time trying to guess what it was about than being able to get into the story. There's other things that was bad with it. There's other things that was probably other thing that was good about it, but I spent more time with that, right? And like you say, we done seen Captain. I know you about to make a point. I seen you drop the hand. We done seen Brie Larson movie, Captain Marvel. We done seen her in Endgame, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea what the
I
have no idea what the movie's gonna be about. I don't know if that's a good thing anymore. I don't. And when I say what the movie's about, because there's a difference between a spoiler and what a mission is of a movie, right?
Yeah.
You good? You got to go do something with your son?
No.
But it's one thing about spoiling. Don't tell me. People who seen Ant-Man movie all right now is gonna say, okay, and then they went down to the thing. Now you're spoiling it for me, bro.
Yeah.
But there's an overall thing like mission. We talked it last week. I think he's gonna try to he got to go steal something to save his daughter, right? But like, do we really know what this movie about? Like, me and you could just sit here and I think it's a heist movie because all the others been a heist movie, so we gonna get some hijinks and we gonna get some jokes. Right, this is the third Ant-Man movie.
Yeah, bro. We three into this.
What it's about. Yeah. Like it's beyond secret. Like
I'm tired of guessing.
Like I have no idea what this. And then like you say, they call it gods and monsters. Like when he said, "Yo, this is more planned out than even what they was doing at Marvel," because all they do is say they walked into phases, bro. right? They walked into phase where they said phase 1 or this phase 2. When we look up, it's just like Jordans. The Jordan 1s only became the Jordan 1 after people start counting how many Jordans there were. They didn't call it that. It wasn't the 12s. Oh, them the taxi, them the 13s, like them playoff 12s. Like they didn't call them that. The bread 11s. They was just the Jordans until somebody went back and started saying like, hey, that's the 11th version. And now they have the numbers, right? Yep. It's kind of how the MCU phases are. And again, it's not shots that look, they had 30 incredible movies, man. Like 30 years. So you know, it's easy to do that. My point is like how it is now.
Yeah.
How it is since Endgame is that the only one that happened that I walked in with an idea what it was about was No Way Home. Meaning like spoiler not, I knew what they was trying to do.
Right.
Something was gonna happen and he was gonna venture into and he's gonna get to the Spider-Verse. Yep. And we was gonna do this. Like, okay, we know how they get there. Don't tell me how they get there.
Right.
But I know what he's doing that. Just like this Flash. We know what we're doing with the Flash.
Yeah.
We know what it's about. How they do it, that's your job to keep that, to tell that story.
How they do it and what's the consequences for doing it. Yeah, okay. I'll discover that after I get to the end of the movie.
Don't tell me that.
I don't need to know that.
I don't
I do need to know what the hell they doing.
Yeah. I don't want to not know it's not a multiverse movie. Like, oh no, we traveling this. This is gonna happen. Boom, boom, boom. There's a difference between what they're doing with the Flash and what The Rock was doing with trying to get people to go see. Superman showing up. Is Superman in the movie. It's the post cred. All right, thanks, Rock, man. Cool.
Right, thanks, man.
Cool, man. So yeah, I just think we use this, and sometimes you have to use a measurement, and I'm using phase 4, phase 5, phase 6 as measurements. Because sometimes, man, MC, you don't even like to tell you what comic run is coming from. It's like, come on, man. I gotta wait till this shit come out. They use such and such. Like,
everything is a mystery with
to a fault sometimes, man. Like it's cool when you winning, but like you say, am I sitting here and I'm like waiting, like, okay, cool. Like
third Ant-Man movie, man. No, are you on a heist or not? What are you doing? Do we know though? I don't know. Like I don't know that for sure. We took a guess. Is that the guy? Is MODOK? Is that the guy? Is that the guy? Is that Yellow Jacket from the first movie? Is that MODOK? We don't.
Like, why would MODOK be in the movie with? Why would MODOK be in a movie with Kang and Ant-Man? And they're probably gonna do a good job of explaining. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like that whole I don't know versus like no, I don't know what the point is. You just take it. You know I'm gonna show up. Oh, we gonna keep it. It's like, well, shit. The minute that your people you let go see it, gonna tell everything about it anyway.
Yeah.
This is my out the theater reaction. So the things that you probably think is gonna happen, it is gonna happen, and you go through all that, right? That's gonna be out there, right? But it's just like I knew when I saw this slate, and I was like, okay, cool. Oh, this was the Authority about. They got a way that they do business, right? So I could even in my mind, like they superhero, but they kind of like this. So I got in my mind like, oh, I could already see once Superman and Batman and all them connect, that they're gonna have a little conflict with the Authority, because Authority got a way they want to do it. They got their own hammer, right? Yeah. They got their hammer how they want to do it. Oh, well, like we just seen Waller, but it's like, okay, Waller about, damn, you know what? Waller might bump into Batman. Now I can get into the things I want to do because Waller calls shots. She calls shots. And the one person out of all of them that ain't trying to hear no shit from her is Bats, right? They set that up in different platforms. Like
she got all types of stuff going on with Bats.
Yeah.
Still in his DNA and just wild shit,
So it ain't even about like, when I watch Booster, he like the way James explained it, I'm like, cool, I already know what I signed up for.
Yep.
I know what I signed up for. So it's like, I don't know. It felt good when, like I said, I told you that when the announcement came, we had a chance to record.
It was a great.
But when the announcement came, I was like, I sat there and I was like, okay, cool, because it's so much shit going on with, and they always got to explain stuff every other day, and it was like, All right, let me see what James got. Oh no, James, you sold me. It was
Yeah.
only like 5 minutes. Brave and the Bold. Oh, like bro, when I seen the title, I had looked at the images and I was like, I don't even know damn, like I said, I'm like, you know what my first thought when I saw the list, saw the might have saw it on like a Twitter or the Instagram or whatever, just like the list. And I was like, damn, I guess they ain't doing no Batman. We're gonna have to have a conversation about that.
No, they are.
I was like, and they would rock and it's Damien.
It's about Batman. I think it's gonna be overall about the Bat family.
Yeah.
Batman,
my mind go to so then I could do
Todd,
what I want to do, right? And I'm cool with that. Oh, damn, it's Nightwing because we gonna come to Damien. You gotta have like there was the Robins before we got to Damien, right? Right. So like is Knights? Do we gonna see Nightwing? You know, little things like that. They may not, it's Harley because of Nightwing, and then the way I may want to go. I'm perfectly fine with that one. Then I could take it to the level that I want to take it to. That's probably going to increase my expectations and then let me down by the time the movie come out. But I knew what he was talking about. I liked him doing that. Was actually refreshing. Him just going to, hey, look, this is what the Lanterns is about. Mm-hmm. This is what Paradise Lost is about. Oh damn, we going one Swamp. And I think they even said Swamp Thing goes like it's kind of like really an Elseworlds. I felt like that's what they said. That it was an Elseworlds kind of situation.
But he kind of always been an Elseworlds character. Like he's always kind of been out there. Yeah, that's a good point, man.
But he said it though. Like,
he said
it. You and I don't know right now. Where was Moon Knight? Where was that? And I'm using Moon Knight as the example because I feel like that's the one that stick out to me the most, where it was like, I don't actually know what that was about.
Still don't. I don't know why. What was this importance to the universe?
It could have been really dope, and it may come back when
everybody else got to play a part, in the.
What was that about? We saw nothing. Like nothing. No name drops. No mentioning of anybody else. No. Well, Shield used to do this over here. Just anything that could have been anything, right? Like Black Panther was about to come out. It was months away, but like we got all these. Are we talking about any kind of connection to Bass? Get what I'm saying? Like it was just nothing in there. So I don't even know. Like, was that in the same? What y'all gonna tell me later that really it was in the? But and then I'm gonna call bullshit. Like it may have been true, but like I didn't do a good job of that. Like it's not gonna explain it. It's not like just because we're going into Secret Invasion. Oh my bad. Secret Wars, right? And all this and all that. Don't really explain away. Okay, yeah, cool. It was in a whole nother thing. But y'all didn't do it. That don't mean it was a good job done of that. Y'all just telling me that later. Like a retcon. Right?
Yeah,
that's more like a retcon than a
it ain't the way to do it. Nah, you can't.
Then a actual when I watched it, I knew what was going on.
I should be able to watch it and know. I should be able to watch it and know what's going on.
I've never played Last of Us. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know what's going on without ever playing it.
And that's what I want to point out. That's what I want to point out. Not only you're right. Not only did he say it, they connect almost everything you see up here with a comic book run.
Yeah.
Everything is like, oh yeah, Brave and Bold. This is actually when Batman when Dick Grayson took over the Batcowl, and this is when Damian Wayne came in. This is based off Scott Snyder's run and all this. And then you got
he said all that, bro. They did it well with Supergirl.
Yeah,
Supergirl. I would have been like, I ain't trying to see that shit. And they was like, oh, whoop-de-whoop. And I'm like, okay, cool.
So
you done sold me.
So right there, that's for the comic book fans. They can say like right off the bat, you ain't got to guess. Oh damn, wait a minute, hold on. That's Brave and Bold off of. Oh, okay, All-Star. Okay, Superman. That's All-Star Superman. That's when it's based on. It's not that, but still, like, yeah, Superman Legacy. What run that they
he was naming the creators of that, man.
He dropped it all.
He got them involved. Because remember the thing again. I go back to Moon Knight. I want you to finish your point. I go back to Moon Knight, where it was like everybody was guessing which comic run it was going to be about, and it ended up being like either amalgamation of like a code, but really none.
But it really was their interpretation. It was what they wanted to do. They didn't really follow. Yeah, I don't.
It was just weird, man. It was just weird how that, and it was like, Where this one he clearly laid it out like, look,
nah, this is what this is based off of.
and before you make your point, all these coming out on HBO Max, you know they gonna be fired,
bro.
Like if you
That's
like it or
really
not, it's gonna be that's for you. I'm not saying, but like
that's gonna be his legacy.
The presentation of it,
how strong his HBO Max run is gonna be,
because they not gonna put no bullshit out like just for the like.
He's all gonna be good, bro. Creature Commandos, Waller Show, they all gonna stand alone. Like you said, they all gonna stand on their own, and they all gonna be strong, bro. Because
he gonna be strong. HBO Max, HBO. Well, that's a brand, bro. Like when you talking about excellence, like whether you like it or not is a different story. I may not like it. Like I'll tell anybody, Peacemaker wasn't for me, but that don't mean it was garbage.
Nah, that's how.
You get what I'm saying? That thing was they put that together well. Like some of I didn't get the humor. You know, when there was a comedy, if it's not funny for me, then it just don't go for me. Right?
That's James Gunn's legacy, man. I don't know if he take it as a challenge. My bad. I mean, but
no.
I don't know if he take it as a challenge. But him pulling obscure characters, bro. Who else could have did Guardians of the Galaxy, bro?
Yeah.
Like as cool as Guardians of the Galaxy ended up looking, he fleshed out every character to the point where it ain't one character in there that you forget about.
Yeah.
You looking forward to the adventures of Groot, Drax, Peter, you know what I mean, and Gamora and Rocket. Like you looking for every one of those characters got their own arc. Oh, damn, Groot died and got to come back now. Now he getting raised as a teenager. Rocket dealing with his trauma and losing people and now he making a connection with Nebula. Nebula dealing with her issues with Gamora. Oh, Gamora dealing with her issues of being Thanos' dark. Like every Peter dealing with his issues, all those characters had arcs. So not only did he pull those obscure characters from out of nowhere, and he fleshed them out. He made them.
They gave them agency, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, you know how I always felt. We don't get that version of Ragnarok. And then the comedy elements that was able to be in both, that were able to be in both Infinity War and Endgame without James Gunn. That's just on what he did on his own, and I think he influenced those. That's just my opinion, but I've always felt that way. So yeah, like what he about to do here, and it's on HBO, so you get to for real do it right. You could do it. You're not restricted from a.
Nah,
because
this ain't Disney Plus.
You're not the Disney umbrella. It's easy to take shots at different things when it's a different time. Like they've been killing it for a long time, so I'm not gonna be like. But they have restrictions, right? They have a way that they like doing business, and they don't want to put that type of material out there. Cool. James not gonna be restricted by none of that. He get to do it the way he want to do it, right? But his particular style of storytelling is incredible, and it's gonna be. And then you blend that, you combine that with HBO, because they not gonna. Not only is he not gonna put some shit out like that, they not gonna let him put some shit out like that.
But
there's gonna be some trash. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah,
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
No, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. Think about how because they sat James down. James sat down. He sat down with Peter and all that. He sat down with Zasloff and everybody. You know what I mean? And he probably sat down with like some writers and shit, right? And he was like, he had full control over who he was getting. He was like, man, I know man, I got Superman, I got Batman, I got Wonder Woman, I got the Trinity, I got Supergirl, I got everybody. But I really believe the ones like the Authority, Creature Commanders, them the ones where he was like, oh yeah, Booster. That's my wheelhouse. Booster Gold. Booster Gold is a Peter Quillen type. Like, that's gonna be a hit, bro. We're gonna be looking up and be like, man, when is Booster? Hey,
and it's gonna be a show.
Booster getting his own movie. Like, because if you could do that with Peacemaker, and John Cena, bro, wait till we get Booster, bro. Booster's gonna be comedy, bro. No pun intended. Comedy gold, bro. Comedy gold, bro. He gonna be because he got like connections to other superheroes, so he can pop up in like different movies and stuff. So
yeah,
Booster Gold. Creature Commanders. Yeah, those the ones I think he really gonna because if I'm looking at the slate and I'm looking at the TV
I'll bring
show.
the slate back up. Yeah,
my bad.
No, you good.
So I know you keep pulling it up.
I know no time like we record before, and I'll be like, damn, I had the damn screen share up the entire time.
But if we looking at this, and I'm looking at the TV portion, I'm like, oh yeah, lanterns. I can't wait. You know what I mean? That obviously that sticks out. You know what I mean? That's personal. I'm gonna be like, yeah, Jon Stewart. You know what I mean? Hal Jordan, Guy Gander. I want to see those characters in live action on screen, of course. But bro, Creature Commandos, the Waller show, that Paradise Lost show with a new Wonder Woman. Booster Gold, bro. Those are gonna stick out, bro. Those are gonna be nice.
And man, Paradise me how they introduce like origin story almost like I know that I don't think they're doing origin stories, but like we get like Wonder Woman might have already been in the world, and then when she show back up, like that's how we figure out who Wonder Woman is in this DC. Like that's how we figure out who she is in this particular universe now. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, she could possibly show up in something else earlier, but I would imagine that we get to Paradise Lost, and as the TV show go, we get 8 episodes, 10 episodes, and later on in the season, she come back.
They got a
to
lot
the
of
Amazons, and then like we getting other characters. Like we don't know from what they did before about any of the other ones at all. For real, we know moms and they can shoot an arrow long, but that about it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Paradise Lost's gonna be a lot better, bro. We're gonna get a real official cheetah. You know what I mean? We're gonna get everything within because with Paradise Lost, just from what I know about that run, because I think I actually got it. I can go pull a comic book out right now from that run. And like she put in work within the mascara. Like it's not like she not in a museum or something, and she not on top of no buildings. She not. Yeah, this gonna be very much about the where the Amazon. Yeah, where the Amazonians from. The mascara.
We know anything now. We know anything from 2022, 2021 since the pandemic for real. Hey man, your TV show game gotta be strong. I mean, damn. Think about it. Star Wars was on life support. Your TV show game gotta be strong.
It can make or
because the thing about TV shows, and this ain't. I heard somebody say this. Because even if you have something that's trash, you can rebound real quick with your next show, right? Was like your movie run. You might not have another movie for like 2 years, right? Or 2 or 3 years. Like you just like you down and out. But like, let's say Creature Commandos don't slap. They don't do it like that's what you came out with. But then they can just off of what the premise of Waller, like all the things that can happen in Waller, we like, okay, you come back. Booster Gold, that's all you get to really flesh out the character, right? You get to really flesh him out because he need to be fleshed out, right? He need to be fleshed out.
He need to make his like an official live action debut, but he was on like Smallville back in the day, but
yeah, they got a lot of people from that, bro. Regular ass clothes, just the color though.
That's the CW though. That's like that's their formula, bro. It's just stuff everybody you can through one. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh no, we in this small town, but it's like, oh, that's cool. We gonna figure out a way. We're gonna get everybody through that door. You know what I mean?
In there, we gonna get
Flash. I'm in Central City though. You know, but everybody gonna be. Arrow. Oh yeah, I'm the Arrow. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's right. But we giving you Ra's al Ghul. We giving you that. That's you know what I mean? Like everybody, they push everybody through one or two little doors, and you know what I mean? They'll find a way, and it's just like, damn, man, how does Smallville get Booster Gold? You know what I mean? Like we should have never, bro. If it's a show about Clark never getting out of his hometown, you know, you would be like. But you know what I mean? But that's where
they all made an appearance.
That's the meta about DC, man. Is DC can claim all of that because you could just always say, oh no, it's another universe.
Yeah.
It's just a universe where Clark just took 20 years to get out of Smallville. As opposed to him leaving after college or whatever. You know what I mean? It's you can. That's what I'm saying. DC always sort of can reset itself. Even though I feel like this time, though, with all this money that's going to be invested, you can't. Yeah, this just like your last shot. Like you can't just keep taking. You can't mess this up. You
They
know,
talk
like,
artistic liberty, but they kind of like always have to like. It ain't even that. Like that's more and more probably an MCU thing. They do a lot of like trying to correct something, right? Or mishandling ways to be able to present different different things. It's just like thinking about the Snyder, just always going back. Sometimes you're like, I can't believe they let him do that. When you start seeing some things, like as much as even like you could be the biggest Snyder head ever, and you like, it's like we was talking about Cam earlier offline. It's like you have to yeah, that's great, but then you got to be like on the other end, like that was some bullshit he did.
they had no landing,
but
spot.
nobody told him no. Like
just throwing stuff up in the air with nobody there to like catch it. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like stuff was just getting fired off, and it's like, wait a minute, but how does that make does that really make sense though? And it's like, no,
know each other at first when they meeting each other, like
right.
You know, like we
on,
already knew this dude was Aquaman because he looked at like that easy, right? Like you get what I'm saying? Like, and he just immediately tells him that I'm Bruce Wayne. Like, okay, like I could get Batman figuring people out, but I can't get people figuring who Batman out. He just willingly giving that up. Like he spent a whole lot of time cultivating that, right?
Yeah,
just to get him. That's sidetracking. My point is, like, or back to this is that with your TV game being strong, right? You still get to keep that, and you get to really character build and attach to different characters and other people, right? Like you think about even some of the animated stuff that DC had put out, and it was like going back to the Mascarians in Paradise Lost. Is like there was other characters who were involved, right? Like we did 2 Wonder Woman movies, and we don't know anything about the Amazonians, right? And they was in the Justice League. Like we don't know anything about
cut,
we don't know anything about anyone, right? Where it's like she got deeper stories with that, and they can, as a TV show, you can do that, right? You should have made them do it in the movie, but now you have this connective tissue between TV and your movies, and it's HBO. Yeah, man. Out of all the time, like you say, can't keep doing that. So out of all the times that they were saying they're gonna do this or this was gonna happen, they was running around. When James got up there and was like, "Look, 1 + 1 = 2." I was like, "You damn right."
Yeah, yeah. You like that? Yeah. And this 1 + 1 = 2.
Yeah.
You know, it's just simple, just delivery. You know who this is? Batman and Robin. That's what the movie's gonna be about. Batman and his son Damian. Straight up.